What's up, Babu?
Smoke from the moosey drip, hold it like a crucifix. Roll from the nose, I'm a dragon to a no. Got an average of being excellent, the median just dope. Like the ratio of heroin, the laxative is soul. Authorities are smoking, a man in a court of ocean.
What's up, everybody? Just going live, setting up right now. All right, today I'm going to do something a little bit different because I got a deadline for tomorrow. I forgot I have a new episode of Zombie Years Up. If you guys are unfamiliar, crap. Sorry if there was some echo there. So I'm going to work on the page for tomorrow. So I'm going to break down the panels here. This is my layout. You can see everything here. This is how I do kind of like the pages and everything else. So this is the breakdown for page 16 of issue 10. So if you're familiar with Zombie Years, you can go to FWACATA.com. From there, you can hit the link to the Webtoons. It's on Webtoons. And so funny, Babo. I sent your cards out yesterday, by the way. I'll get to the Alyssa one, the God one, probably tomorrow. I'll probably do another one tomorrow. So here's just the first panel, the second panel, everything that I need to do. A lot of times I don't draw this all in one unless I'm doing 11 by 17. I just break it down. So I just break down the panel work into pages, and I'd rather just scan different pages and put it together in Photoshop, which most of the time I do anyway because I'm going to use the background. So like, I have the script here, pretty much like how breaking down. I already have page 17 here, kind of like figured out. You just got to do the last thing. So I did that for page 15. Page 15 had a rewrite. So there was like some parts here that I was doing different shit. And then this is page 14 to 13. That's how I've been doing Zombie Year so far since we restarted at page 13. These have like a same thematic thing. And we're finally breaking away and getting into the story since I'm revisiting everything real quick. So, yeah. So I'm going to be drawing some of the characters on here. Now, it doesn't mean I don't use some panel work and I don't use a ruler, because sometimes you just got to use a ruler. But I'm just not strict about too much of like where everything is going to be. So already I'm like, man, that's kind of like a pain in the ass for the panel. So this one is going to be panel 1, and I'm going to just draw it that way. And sometimes what happens then is I overdraw. I draw more of the characters kind of doing stuff when I'm working on it.
Smart and full of self-joy. You've been with some little boys. Now you're with a grown-up man. One who actually understands. Big gloves on, now on my hands. I will never condescend. Now spread yourself. Smile a bit. Flip the outline of my shit. Oh my God, I love this chick. I'ma put my tongue in this. Into every space I go. Give me everything you have. She said, no, you give me first. That was like a day ago.
And so then I even draw the characters separated, so I'll Photoshop it later. Then what has to happen is I have to remember the scale. Like I remember Denise is a lot smaller than the other characters. So then I gotta.
Well, let me tell you a little story. I had a young player from the hood. Licked my pussy real good. Kept me stuck with lots of wood. Kept my bank account on smoke. Sniffed my pussy like a roll. Talking on roll. Made a porn tape. That nigga is a pro. He ain't know he had a lot of bad bitches in his past. But I was the one who turned that boy into a motherfucking man. His tongue is up. He love for me to ride his face. Front the back. Rip it ass. Pay my bills where I live. Fuck me good. Dog that nigga's killing me. I'm about my money, ho. Never been a square bitch. He can't hit the fucking dough. Talking slick, that nigga shit. I be from that hater clique. Keep it ratchet, so sweet. All these boys kiss my feet. I be on that cool shit. Better bless my realness. Stick your tongue up in my ass. Better show me who you fucking with. Run the true. Love again. You go lose, I'm go win. Let's have an orgy. I'ma share your ass with all my friends, ho.
A panda in a bee suit? Of course I could do a panda. Panda in a bee suit. Yeah, that's no problem, man. Do you want a cartoony, realistic? Like, what style? Like, what do you want to do? Like a chibi, or that lends itself to a lot of things. Yeah, that's totally doable, man. Let me know. I was just watching a whole video on like pandas because it was how pandas will emulate their keepers, and they were showing this panda breaking bamboo. I don't know if you've seen that video. That the keeper strained to break the bamboo to feed it to him, so he would strain to break the thing. Yeah, it totally can be done, man. It's funny coming back to these characters and not even relearning, just getting the muscle memory back of how I drew them. Because Denise is like probably only my second or third African American character, and so like a lot of times when I draw the African American character, I'm always like very conscious of what I'm doing, because it's very easy to get into a cartooniness that can be semi-offensive. So, and then I have a certain look for her. Like I have a certain look. It's kind of based on people I knew. All right, Babo. Do you want that one to be the what you call it? Panda in a bee costume. And then female characters overall, I always mess with like the idea of how they look. I don't want them to look the same. Like I know like, guys like Jim Lee and J. Scott Campbell, they have that style and it sells, But I find it really fucking odd that every single woman that they draw is the same shit. And it's like really bugs me. I think it's like kind of like, well, guys too. I mean, it just turns into, when sometimes people complain about manga looking alike, and I'm like, fucking American comics isn't too far behind, man. But it's funny. Once I get back into drawing the character, like I see all the little how I drew the character, Awesome, man. You got it. Panda in a bee suit. Can't go wrong. So Bruno is a gentle giant sort of guy. One of the secrets of him is the angle of his nose is the same angle as his chin. He has a predominant nose. He's supposed to be originally Brazilian. I really didn't base it on anything. I think more of an Italian character. Though initially he has the same look as a character I did for a book called Curiouser and Curiouser. It's never got released. I want to see if I do something with it. I feel like in the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse, nobody would have a good haircut. Like a barber could clean up. All right. So as you can see, that's how fast I draw some of the characters. Because it's comics, people. You can't be sitting around too long. And there's just one panel out of 4 to make this comic. But I think second panel, I think I'm going to be using Photoshop and AI to get that to work. So will be the third, and the fourth probably has more detail. So now some of you might say AI, but Juan, you shouldn't be using AI. Dude, it's a tool like anything else. I think the problem is how you're using the tool, right? And like any tool, like you can use a hammer to murder somebody, but you can also help have it build a fucking home. So that's the reason why I look at AI like that. As an artist, I'm like not fucking scared of it. I look at AI and it looks like jokey as shit. But that's a trained eye looking at it, you know? For the layman, it can be very easily impressive. So yeah, they might be more closer together when I finally do the panel. That's probably going to be done offline. You know, you're not going to get to see the actual final part, but tomorrow, if you guys, follow me on Webtoons, you can see the whole. There's one of those coats, those vests that a lot of shooters use that have like the vents and stuff like that, and all the pockets, the tactical pockets. I think they're cool. I'd wear one, but it's too hot to wear a fucking vest all the time. A lot of times people say, man, you draw so fast. It's like, well, comics just demand speed and efficiency. And if I was drawing like for finality or something like really painstaking, it would be different. But I trained originally to do this and storyboards, so. So the whole scene is that he shot a flare to get help. And so this scene in issue 10 kind of brings 4 different storylines into one place. And that's why I'm like, this is like a pretty big scene for the book, for the series. Because we've had like 3 different stories get introduced, and they've been interweaving between issue 6 and 9. So now we're going to see how it goes here. Oh, shit. Let me go look at the... Gotta check out the other channels. It's fun to be broadcasting from 4 different channels, but you have to like go in between and everything else. Hey, 4Leaf, what's going on, man? I gotta comb my face. That makes sense. I gotta comb my face. Good, man. Just working on comics. This is for Zombie Years, the comic I do on Webtoons. Issue 10 is out now, so I'm completing the issue because it was incomplete back in 2015 when I was doing it. So now I'm finishing it up now. And I got a page due tomorrow for the series. So I'm going to be putting it up. I'm drawing it live here. Let me see. Show a little bit more. Always a busy, bro. Always. That's how it is. You gotta swing from one vine to another vine and not hit the jungle floor, brother. Especially in the comics game, especially if you're doing stuff. Oh man, what is going on with this? Okay. I don't believe YouTube has been updating. Sometimes I think this is just too much shit for it to run. Let me see here. Trying to. Let me check something. If you're wondering why it says 16 Angel, this was originally my Inktober sketchbook for last year, but it just did not happen. I was like too busy at that time to be doing Inktober. I forgot why. I think there was like a couple of particulars. So yeah, Bruno's supposed to be a big hulking fucking dude. That's like I'm kind of did a little overdo it with the muscles there. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy shit, I made him fucking built. Why not? And yes, everybody wears gloves. Why? Because it's the fucking zombie apocalypse. Who the fuck wants to touch anything? Everything is icky. I even thought that as like a theme in the story. When you if you see a character without gloves, they're relaxing. I used to do a lot of this just with the P700 pen, and that's how I would ink everything. But it was like a different format and a different time and everything else. And I found that if I just go in with these pens with the fabulous Sudonosuke pens, and since these are really blown up. I mean, this is not scale at all. When I scale them down and everything, the line work just gets as good, and I won't have that much of a problem. Let me see something because I got set up for marker. Okay. They always put like a sheet of paper between it because I can see marker comes through. If not, your next page looks like this. This is from when I did that meat hook homage cover, which I hope to get fucking done soon, man. I gotta get that done. I gotta finish lettering. I was doing some lettering the other day. I got like 3 or 4 pages done. I was super happy. I gotta I have a fucking gig coming up that I have to be inking too. I gotta hit the guy up again. Hi, sometimes these fucking publishers, quote unquote, people want to make comics, they want to work with you, they want to hire you to do stuff. I'm super down. But then it's like, dude, they're not on top of their own shit. They like set deadlines and they're just like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. I'm like, all right, cool, man, I'm super down. Then it comes around, I'm like, okay, where are the pages? What's this going on? What's that? And sometimes the other artist isn't done. They have to pass off the pages, something happened. And then I hear the bullshit and I can't call bullshit because like I know the bullshit that people say. Oh, because the guy had a problem with his Google Drive or the guy had the thing. I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy's giving you the fucking runaround. And then I can't be the guy that turns around and be like, yeah, the guy's full of shit, right? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. If you want to make a living at comics, you have to fucking work, man. You gotta work. You're gonna work long hours. You're gonna be strapped to a fucking table. That's what I tell all these kids, man. When I talk to them, you're gonna be a designer. You're gonna be anything in this. You're gonna have to get used to working your ass off. It just is what it is. And it's almost anything if you really want to make it, Because even if like I know 2 people that play the stock market, one very successful, and the other person pretty good. The other person's lost their ass a couple of times. And both of them, even in the hard working or fucking around, dude, they have to maneuver and they have to move a lot of fucking money, man. When you're gambling with $100,000 a day to make your fucking mint, I'm always like, holy shit, like part of me wants to poop myself listening to those guys. Oh, thank you, Lolo. Thank you, Lolo, on YouTube. Sorry, I'm in between different things. So remember, I'm gonna be on Whatnot. I'm this and that. So if I missed your comment, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, so that's like my way of like doing and making the comics and everything else. There's 28 minutes left on there. I already sold the sketch card. If you guys are interested in anything or you want to see samples, let me know. I'm trying to do something different on Whatnot on YouTube. I mean, I want to show like, hey, look, this is somebody making comics. Like, live. Like, I dig fucking drawing the stuff that people ask me to draw. I mean, I have no problem with that. But it's like, how many times do you need to see somebody draw Batman, dude? All night till I say God take life. What a great sight, what a job, what a good life. The more we act on, the more we are right. The more we act, just stop what we got, we don't argue. We are not calm and impartial. Some call our word for the sword like an artist. Paint the walls with your heart, and we better not catch it. Me in here, me in here, me in here. Don't get captured. No crying here, just do your dirt and disappear. Don't get captured. Then they know, take slow and reappear. Don't get captured. Return us victorious, no conflict. Don't get captured. 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 Ooh la la, ah wee wee. 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 Ooh la la. Looking for ends like I lost a friend. Jump out of my bed like where that bread. You go hold the egg. Way to bring the check. When we talk, we collision cars. Keep us in your thoughts. Really dressed at the crack of dawn. Weapons heading off. I can hear them from the block. See them creeping through the fog. Jesus, greetings, not feeding season can start. Oh my God. Look alive. Looking like I live life. His little mustache. I might use little mustache. I like almost forgot it. Felt bad there for a second. Everybody seems to have a weapon because I always feel like, man, if it was up to me and I made a Zombie Years video game, it would totally be like a role-playing version of Final Fight, like a multiplayer on-screen battler, but you get to like either control all the characters or some of the characters, you improve their AI, and then like in their stats, then each one has something special they can do. You guys tell me if like angles are better, because I guess I pan in and out because I'm like, I don't know if you want to see the total drawing being done. If people like to see the close-ups so they can see the actual pen work as I'm doing it. See, I love that I can do this little flare thing. She has tickle ties. Yeah, I'm not like big on using Sharpie all the time, but sometimes you just need something that does the black and gets it done, man. You know, like you can't. And then I'm gonna shade these with the gray markers with Ohuhu, and then using these. I put a tape on this one just to know the date when I pulled it out, because this particular shade I use a lot. So that's like my carry piece when I'm drawing on the street. So that's Denise. Now we gotta do Eusebio. Eusebio's an old Cuban guy. He's like the tinkerer. Every new record's my tick in a box. We get a doozy, the rulers a lot. You're getting used to me doing no wrong. I don't play chicken, you prick, I'm a fox. You wanna kick it, I'll give you the rocks. You kiss the wood chipper blade if you bark. I'm fucking magic inside, I'm a wall I can talk. I got a unicorn on board. Step into the spotlight. And the crowd goes. Mike in the jelly won't snitch. I rent the room at the Ritz. I sip a fifth of the whiz. I smoke a dub in the tub. Then I was flip on my wrist. I'll pull a sword in new sense just for the flick of the wrist. Itching at giving a miss. Me and my skip away wisdom and grin. Everything's golden when you only win. Bully and bounces and beating on beat. Sounds like a day at the beach. Bridge. I keep the middle to step on your feet before you can speak. We move around the ones you think of me. You think I'm lying, you might see my teeth. You don't be no more when I'm wrong if I move. Hunters no fun when your brain doesn't move. I put a gun to a bunny like truth. Say something funny, your bunny go boom. You got a bevy of sheep you can prove. We like the Yankees for choosing our crew. And that's from the crew you can trust. Warranty plugs for fucking shit up. We are the no-gooders, do-gooders, known of the dancers and dealers and doers of dust. Run, 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 run. Oh dear, where the fuck have we here? These motherfuckers all on no road. You guys with a bad dream better not sleep. Take a nose, don't do so slow. Oh shit, what the hell have we done? It's alive and it's hungry as fuck. Better hide on the sides of the door when it's out of my control. You a shit out of luck. I don't wanna be unfair, but the fair we got beat that beat shit you got. Good spot without new rock. Who's right? Good squad without nuance. I don't want to sound unkind, but the sounds I make are the sounds of the hounds that are howling. When you bad, I'm here growling. Same time under the blanket, you're cowering. Cowering like cowards, cowering on concrete showers and Rikers Island. Victims, we the wolves is wild and we all smiling at sights of violence. Acting brave and courageous ain't advantageous for health and safety. So when we say run the Jews, just run them, baby. Please don't delay me. And that goes for God, lady. The fam, goddamn, we fucking crazy. I pull this pistol, put it on the pool, like your fucking lady. She cut pearls, said went the world, and I won't give a shit. I put pistol on that poodle and I shot that run the Jews. Run the Jews. Hey, and the
spot chance, get that paper. And the mom says, kill that witch. This city get mad to the match for the way money buys to the high straight kid. Get a 10 for half of the raining. Hot water from the roof to the basement. I'ma slow to the planet, eat bases. Build a white flag and a zigzag waving.
All day I'm smoking coffee. Still lean on the beam like Boston. My young bitch, I'm fine like him. Really, she make that little bit coffee. Bug with my wife, get down, a jacket, round and stay up off me. Cause if they don't, somebody get shot and they gon' buy up off me.
With the pull of a pen, a grenade, and a drop to the feet and the soul to a toxin. I'm a fool with a win, I'm a man to be live, but he never got John and soften. In the urn of the jerky and tossed it. With a grin of a smirk and a coffin. I'm a sin on a birth like a kid in a hurt of a non in a cum shot. Stop it.
15 to the cage with a heart for the rage, it seems I can't behave. You try to get out, oh well, you fail, this thing the world can't be saved. These streets is full with the wolves that starve for the weak, so they after the weak. In a land for the lambs I am, and I be damn gon' show my run to choose. Run to choose.
Posting right now. I have a pen in my mouth. That's why I'm talking like this. So weird that you can do that. Okay.
I hope with the highest of hope that I never have to go back to the traffic. My days are dealing with dope. So I only spit fire and dope. So later on you can go quote my lines to your people and folk, and they say pain. That boy be spitting that pressure, and he be smoking that pressure, and he's smart as a professor. Yes sir, 25 lighters on dresser, time of that pressure, sitting right next to a book and a gun. Valid the bullet, you better use wrong. One time for the freedom of speech, two time for the right to hold week. Just give to the fifth of the cops in the house, close your mouth and radio deep. That's why, cause the devil a lie, so I stay holy and high. May never get rich, but I never bitch, cause I made it here by and by. Y'all, I could have died, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a few people pray for my demise, y'all. But like cream, I had to rise, y'all. Oh my, y'all. I could have died, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a couple people pray for my demise, y'all. But even presents of the waves won't fly, y'all.
RTJ, you're gonna need a bigger boat, boys. You're in trouble. Hey, gonna need a little hope, boys, on the double. Hey, you're monkey with a G here, she ain't talk to me. Maybe listen to the man that really guys is all about it. Up the tape and baby, we got shit we wrote for you. You can't fulfill it with a pure absence of hope and through. Only the leap to blame it brings and break the nose of proof. Instead of the wings, so be the garners, hope they broken you. Yeah, they better hold back. I'm a full force and a cold fast. See the whole floor where I licked her when the dough dried and the pride died. Had a dumb max, had a shop right. Give me cool meals and the lights on. I'm a do right, get a new crew, make a new life. Never boo-hoo, never lose sight. I'm a voodoo with a first talk from my old soul. With a stop drop, with a squad top, we don't stop lot. We don't talk a lot about it, we just pop it off a lot. I'm high, man, I'm a cosmonaut. Scream fuck up to that lot, my bloody noggins off. I promise y'all.
I could have died, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a few people pray for my demise, y'all. But like cream, I had to rise, y'all. Oh my, y'all. I could have died, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a couple people pray for my demise, y'all. But even presents of the waves won't fly, y'all. return from the depths of the bad man. With a gun and a knife and a waistband. With the war with the devil and Shaitan. He wore a bad toupee and a spray tan. So high now, hoping that I land. On the tight stick moving through Thailand. On the radio, heard a plane hijack. Government being back like a cook crack. I'm moving the world of conspiracies. Obey no rules, I'm doing me. Smoke good transport to the airport. Customs fella joining my passport. Full cash and I gave what he asked for. God damn it, it's a motherfucking miracle. Small bride made it back into America. Hit Uber and maneuvered out the area. Wild animal, pit bull terrier. Rap terrorist, terrorize, teared up. Brought gas in the matches to flare it up. Militant Michael, psycho. Oh, any ally or rival. Born black that's dead on arrival. My job is to fight for survival. Despite of these all lives matter as white folk.
This is spiritual warfare that you have been dealing with. This is not a fight that you have been dealing with flesh and blood. But this is a fight against principalities and evildoers and unclean spirits.
RTJ3. Great man did it die face down in the Vietnam muscle, I cannot style on you. And then I walk uphill both ways to the book and back, and I'll wild on you. You think baby Jesus killed Hitler just so I whisper? Safe society, tap the phone and I have a file on you. What be really not, buddy, up lost before, so what? You okay, I'm done, motherfucker, I can't trust. Fuckers, open the push up and stop bullshit, kid. I did got a mission to stall, I'm part of the best, never took the gig. I'm a super cat with Don Don in the dust, no bottle to touch. I got from clutch on a grip in the bus, and I go slide and tank, nigga rock the bag, on the start of quick move and rush, and both trust, don't fast me.
All right, so now that we got the heel, you can see in the hour 50 minutes that I've been drawing, I got these 3 characters done. And tell you the truth, if I really wanted to be cheap about it, I could probably use these for panel 3 and panel 4. These same drawings. I turn them around, I make silhouettes out of them. But for those panels, I really want to draw something like, I show you guys how my thumbnails work, you know? So like 1, 2, 3, 4 panels. This is going to be the first panel with Bruno over here and everything else. And then here, it's going to be an upscale shot. So you're just going to see them in shadow. That I'm going to probably Photoshop and put together. Then this one too is going to be Photoshopped and put together. I just need them on this angle and this angle. So this one might be similar to this panel as far as what I drew. This one's probably going to be smaller. So I'm going to see how I do that going forward. I just don't want to be too cheap with it because then it just shows, man. I mean, as much as you want to relay the story and get it done, if you get ever the FWACATA grab bag, you get a lot of the artwork that you see here. I put a lot of original art from. You get stickers and a bunch of different stuff too. But you get a bunch of various art if you are interested in just having some artwork of mine. You get a lot of the panels, a lot of the stuff.
I live half my life to give half my cash to these half their ends. I got half a heart to give half a fuck, I got half the gun. I got half an hour, burn half a pound, and I have to run. Killers of the earth get scared. You do not get one word. You do not live for the herd. Even you live in absurd. Better all kick to the curb. That is my word. Back in the days, I time I shit. No way to the kid, that shit, I got curved.
That's what I like about that other pencil that I use, because it's a 0.7, which is pretty thick. But the lead is like light enough that it doesn't really ingrain into the paper too much. So then when I go to erase, it goes right off, but lets the ink through. So that's good. Some test, yeah.
Hey kids. When architect, when I architect, I portrait. Got birds on that panic, won't make the night I remember blow you insect. My words are fast like insect. I'm an insect. I'm insect like payday. On a Thursday and it's Wednesday. I'm
Let's do blue. What's the lighter one? Oh, it's a darker one. So the blender, I like using it just to like get the edges off of some of the marker work I slapped down. It works and it doesn't work. I used to do a lot of this kind of technique when I was using the P700 and I was doing a lot of like the shading with the water. But I just had so many problems with it lately because I'm like don't have the same paper. I don't have the same stuff that I use for it. So rather just use the markers. It's a lot faster, less messy. Five minutes left on the live stream, guys. Want to get anything, let me know. I already have a couple of things in front. I got a very cool Star Wars cover. I'm going to probably work on that. I work on the Alanis God piece from Dogma. I just sent out the Buddy Christ Cardinal from yesterday. So I got a good couple of things, man. Just trying to keep busy. I did lower my prices on black and white sketch cards. So those are going for just $10. So if you're looking for something, that's a really easy way of getting something.
Jewels live in the garden, picking on shots that we aim for the darkness. Make it get hot from a target. Kids push balls at the crotch of a target. Kumbaya, bitch. Buckle up, little trooper. Can't get past me and stuck in the future. Shit ain't all crack up to me. The hovercraft cool, but the air's so putrid.
Tell by the stench in the air. Blood's on the ground, opportunity is here. I'm looking in the space like is anybody there? And the belly is here, please tell me how near. Here come a beast, touching everybody fear. I wait to reply with a blunt and a beer. I be the high guy with the belly and the beard. Go signal ET, and the aliens here.
Making your party. Brother Drew vibe at the garden. Brother Drew vibe at the garden. Brother Drew vibe on the garden. Brother Drew vibe on the garden. Making your party. Brother Drew's live at the garden. Last two poppers alive and still yarding. My girl got my heart is barred. Lips from my lips to the streets in the garden. That's my religion. Love's why I'm living. Smoke on the face for the feel full partner. Life is shit NATO. Smoke my umbrella. Boys back turning the slacks to all yellow. Trick. This is daily lit. Still close with a grand and week with your shit. Stop about back to eat from the river to bed. The hard talk to talk my smart kids. Sip your rhythm and skip away winning. I put that on mom. She ain't raised a lick. No fuck not sick. Piss on your way. Dismiss your whole shit.
Slide from the stage to the garden. Easy the realest of the killers of the fucking squadron. Moving through the streets every loop. Robbing, mobbing, marching, carrying a solving. Hello everybody, this is now bank robbery. This is gang, we'll walk through the shop. Slow on up, slow down in the dog.
I'm to the point that I gotta like go through the markers and do like my own grading system because some of this shit. Sometimes I feel like that it's like the right shade. That's my biggest thing sometimes because I can always fuck with stuff afterwards. And some of these are dying.
I'm a little bit sick, I'm a quit. Look at what I did for the quick. Got a name, what a sin. Hold on just a little bit to the truth and it's lit. Not a hanger for my shit, little bit.
And sometimes it's not that you need like dark color, it just needs something that's not going to allow any white left. And then you can go in and regulate. Markers are an odd thing, man. I just remember they were super expensive when I was young and I was working when I started out doing artwork. And, you know, I would see guys that had the Prismacolors. That was like the kind of intro. That's like everybody's first marker. But later on, like people that had the Copics, the Triad, Admark, Chart Pack. You know, those chart packs are the ones that got you high. Like those will fucking fuck you up.
To hold no regard for no fucking myth. Hey, I live half my life to give half the cash to these half men. Hey, I got half a heart to give half a fuck. I got half the gun. I got half an hour, burn half a pound, and I have to run. Killers of the earth get scared. You do not get one word. You do not live for the herd. Even you live is absurd. Better all kick to the curb. That is my word. Back to the band.
When I draw other stuff like sexually transmitted demons, that's like has watercolor. Those I'll do on an 11x17. It just demands to have that look. Been playing Run the Jewels because it's 4 years since the last album. So I've just like been fucking on that. It's so funny, man, because I was like, really 4 years since the last album? I'm like, yeah, it has been. Fucking A, man. I was in a whole other mindset. Regularly, when I'm drawing comics, I've got podcasts going. That's what I've been doing mostly. I stopped watching too much YouTube because it just takes my attention visually away from the page, and that's what I can't afford to be doing. And now, an argument can be made that it'll be easier to do a lot of this stuff with ink, but ink wash. But it's one of the biggest things is getting the ink wash right. And sometimes the ink wash takes forever to get to that point because I gotta mix and I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I just don't have patience for that shit. And I've gotten to the point that I'm happy enough with this style, as loose as it is. I could be tighter, but I'm not fucking gonna get a job at Marvel and shit anytime soon. I'd rather just be making my comics. It'd be cool. I mean, hey man, they come and knock on my door and they'd be like, "Hey, can you draw this?" I'd be like, "Fuck yeah," but I'm not holding my breath, man. As an independent creator, you just got to do what you got to do. The small tonality is for like equipment sometimes, so sometimes I'll make the equipment blue. And I think that's it. And we are done, man. Done. There you go. That's like the first panel. So I got the first panel done for the comic. See, this is the reason why. See all that ink that comes through? Why you have to put a little paper down. So then this thing detaches. And it'll go right in the scanner. And then once I scan this and all the other pages together, then I have everything. I Photoshop it together and bam, I'll put it up. So you'll probably see this tomorrow on Webtoons. You can tune into that. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be doing regular stuff. I'll be doing the sketch covers. I'll probably be working on the Star Wars one or finishing off the Atlantis one. I got a bunch of stuff I got to drop today. And hopefully I'll be on the same time tomorrow because then I got work tomorrow in the afternoon. So I got to see what I do from there. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys on YouTube. Thank you guys on Twitch. Thank you guys on Facebook. I appreciate that you guys are, following me on here. And I think I'm going to skedaddle. So there you go. You got Eusebio, Denise, and Bruno. And we'll put everything together for tomorrow. All right, guys. If you need anything else, you can always go to FWACATA.com. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or X. FWACATA.com has all the links for everything. Just go there, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm gonna go have breakfast because I haven't even eaten, and we'll talk. Be good.